guys, so I'm just gonna do my heart to Hana. I'm doing it on my phone just because it's easier and my camera's dead. But I'm back in Berkeley. I'm using John's room because it has the best lighting and he's very nice for letting me use his room. But yeah, I'm back in Berkeley right now. And I wanted to do a heart to Hana because I felt like I hadn't talked to you guys in a long time. But yeah, I just kind of want to get back to normal swing of things. So let's answer some questions. The first one is tips to keep your love life steamy. I think a lot of people like have this question. I think personally for me is like, I have been trying to explore like sexually what I like. And that's something I do on my own or I do with Jimmy. And I just like to try out new things. And like I've gotten to the point where I'm trying to be really comfortable with my body and like exploring it, I guess. And then also just not feeling weird about communicating to Jimmy like what feels good for me and things that I find interesting. So I think just like talking to your partner and saying like, hey, you want to try this or you want to use this, or and sometimes I'll even like Reddit like some new moves or like stuff just because it's kind of like I'll talk to some of my girlfriends about like stuff, but I feel like a lot of people are private about their sex lives, which is completely understandable. But I'm also like, I don't know where to find like information on how to introduce interesting things into the sexual part of our relationship. So I like Reddit stuff because people are like open on Reddit to helping you out and stuff like that. And so yeah, but yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing, and I think I'm still like kind of figuring it out, but it has been interesting and fun for me. How to stop being too hard on yourself. I've been experiencing this for so long and I want to be free. Okay, I think I don't really know how like step by step what people would do to kind of stop being so hard on themselves. I think that what has helped me is because like I feel like I have to rationalize to myself decisions or why something is okay and not okay. And when I do that, like I tend to feel better. So I think like whenever I felt like I just wasn't enough, or I didn't do enough, I didn't try enough, or like I failed, those are the things I feel like I'm very hard on myself for. I try and like rationalize to myself like this particular situation that happened to me and why I'm being so hard to myself. If I saw it on somebody else, like my friend, what would I say to them? I think I would look at them and be like, you're being too hard on yourself, and explain X, Y, and Z why I think that, and then just tell that to myself. And I feel like kind of rationalizing it in that way helps me overcome it a little bit. I don't think I'm like fully over it, but I think it helps me like handle it, if that makes sense, and kind of just deal with it and not feel so heavy. Like I've said before, I don't really deal with like negative emotions very well. I tend to like internalize it a lot, and I think the description of it for me is just, it feels really heavy, and I try and find ways to just lighten the load. And I think explaining to myself, like rationalizing things, helps me like lighten the load. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. Do I plan to get any more tattoos? I think I want to talk to my parents about it first. Because my mom was very, very upset that I went and got more tattoos and I didn't talk to her about it. And I think that really kind of offended her in a way, because like maybe she felt like I didn't consider her feelings about a tattoo and just did it. And she was very, very upset. I remember posting on Instagram, and a lot of you guys were like, don't worry, my parents are the same way. Like, she will accept it later on. I'm not sure if my mom will accept it, but I think that I need to stop doing this thing where I like stop certain things in my life because the people I care about don't agree with it. I think to a certain extent, I feel I'm very respectful of how my parents feel and what they want. And I feel like I've done a good job on like kind of being a kid that they would be proud of. But that shouldn't be my goal in life, right? Like, I shouldn't be striving to be the kid that they want. I'm happy that like they like how I've turned out, and I'm happy that I can make them proud in like different parts of my life in different ways. But I really love getting the tattoos that I have, and I do want more, and I think I just need to explain to them that I think my dad really gets it because he's like more free-spirited in that sense, but my mom is like very, very weird about tattoos. So hopefully I can like talk to her about it. And like, it's just hard. I feel like the language barrier is hard, and like I feel like it's hard for me to rationalize to her how I'm feeling about this because she feels so strongly about it. But I do want to, and I feel like I plan to, but I definitely want to like tell my mom like, this is what I want, this is what I'm doing, and I don't want you to like hate me for it, and I don't want you to hate my body because of it, you know? So that'll be an interesting conversation that I can update you guys on whenever I have it, but hopefully soon I can get tattoos. Feeling like you aren't keeping up in life with everyone else. I like for real feel this because I feel like, so essentially I think how I feel about this is like, I feel like in terms of my own career, like I feel like I should be, I just don't feel like I'm as popular as everyone else. And I'm like, okay, like maybe I should study social media and like do the trendy things and change and stuff. And I mean, I think that's important, and it's really cool if you know how to do that. I think the laundry is about to like sing a song because it's done. So if you hear that, that's what it is. And I'm gonna go stop it, but not now. Anyways, so I feel like I'm not keeping up with my peers because I'm not popular enough. Maybe I don't get enough views. I just feel like I'm not interesting enough for social media. And I still feel like that. I think I feel it less now because I'm kind of more like accepting that I kind of started this channel because yeah, I do love attention, but I like showing the things that I like. And so I feel like I need to remember to just do that more. And I think that if other people like what I like, they will stay and stick around or find me, you know? So that's kind of what I'm focusing on. And I feel like that could apply to other people in life. You know, it's really competitive out there. Like I'm watching Jimmy and all his friends in B school like trying to get a job, and some people get a job really fast, some people are still waiting to hear back from their dream jobs and stuff like that since they've graduated. And I feel like just remembering what you want and knowing that timing is going to be so different for everybody. I think just like trying to work hard for what you want and what makes you happy is like the most important. And I feel like that's so cheesy, but in the end, if you really think about it, it's true. Like working hard, the journey to working hard to getting what you want, like during it, you're like, oh, I just want to be done. And I just want to have my goal. But like, if you look back on the journey to like the other goals that you've had and how long you've worked for them, the journey's like really fun to look back on, and like you enjoyed it in some sense, you know? So I think just like remembering that is important. I don't know if that helps, but hopefully it does. Let's close the door because the laundry's very loud. This one was, I've just turned 31 this May, and I like to think that age is just a number, but it's pretty hard sometimes, especially since I'm one of the remaining few within my friends that hasn't been married, financially stable, or even in a relationship. How do you handle aging with some sort of grace? Oh, you've been following me since I had pink hair? Okay, so I'm 28. I feel like a lot of people who follow me, not as long as you have. I think a lot of people think I'm very, very young. But I mean, I am young. 28 is very young. But I feel like people think that I'm like 20. I'm 28. So basically, I feel like I'm kind of the same way. So I remember when I graduated, everyone got like really good jobs and they were like saving and blah, blah, blah. And I wasn't in a good financial place because I didn't have a job. I just like flew away with my boyfriend who basically paid for everything. Like that's, to me, I felt embarrassed about that. But I own it because it happened, and like it is what it is. I kind of felt like, and even right now, I feel like all my friends are becoming these big shots at their new jobs and getting promoted left and right. And they talk about like buying a house and investing and stuff. I don't know any of that kind of stuff. And I just have like a lot on my plate that I haven't really been able to like be financially stable like them, in a sense. And so I get what you're saying. Like, I feel like I'm getting older and I should be at a certain place, but I'm not. And I think it's important to remember that, like I said in the last question, that everyone's timing is like super different and everyone's circumstance is very, very different. And so I think as long as you're kind of working hard and balancing like being a responsible person and enjoying your life, I think that's like good enough, right? No? And I also think like the part where you're saying married or even in a relationship, like you're only 31. I'm just saying, I think like you're still really young. I feel like especially people our age, I think having kids, getting married, like the age is not what our parents had. Like I think our parents were probably like with like 25 to 29, they were like getting married, having kids, blah, blah, blah. I think right now, 31 is still very young to be thinking about getting married or having a kid. And like, I would kind of encourage you to look like outside of your friend group. There are a lot of people who are your age who are exactly like you in the same spot that you are in. And it's not uncommon. So it's kind of hard when like the people that are directly surrounding you have a different lifestyle or in a different life stage. But I think it's important to remember that you are very young and this is your life and you haven't found the one, or you are still working on your career. Like, it's totally fine. And it's hard to get older, but I think that you are still very young and very capable of achieving many, many things in your life. So, okay, how to build confidence while in a relationship / too dependent on boyfriend for validation. I guess that's kind of what I did, right? Huh? So I think like moving away really helped me. I think putting like a physical barrier between us kind of forced me to do things more independently and try new things. And I think for me personally, I think that push to do things without him encouraged me to try new things and make me uncomfortable. I feel like that builds confidence, like kind of slowly like doing the things that you never thought you would do builds confidence in a sense, because you're like having small victories and like conquering small things, and you're raising yourself up in a way that you didn't do before. And so personally for me, putting that physical distance between us where I couldn't physically go to him and be like, can you help me? Or can you come do this with me? Like, forced me to become stronger in a sense and less dependent on him. And so I think I don't know if putting a physical distance, like you don't have to move across the country. But I think that putting some space in between you guys and forcing yourself not to like do things with him or ask him to do certain things, or I don't know how to explain it, but I think it has really helped me. So maybe it will help you. I don't know. Okay, so this is the last question. Are you going to move soon? Yes, I am. Where? I don't know. So essentially, I'm very confused right now because there's a lot of things that are like in play and up in the air. That includes Jimmy. So I'm not really sure where I'm going to be. And I know that Ben and Winnie, we're not going to stay in the apartment that we're in. We have 1 more month left on our lease. So I know that after our lease is done, they want to like move in together as a couple. So I'm going to either find a place in New York or somewhere else with Jimmy, or possibly without Jimmy, just depending on like how his life is rolling. I don't know where, and I have no answers right now, because I have no idea what I'm doing. And it's very frustrating because I have 1 month left. So I just feel like maybe in a few weeks I will know. But yeah. I'll keep you guys updated. It's a very stressful time right now. So I'm actually like helping Jimmy move out of this apartment currently. So we'll see. Okay guys, so I think I'm done answering questions. I hope that was helpful. Or you just like sitting down and talking to me. Also, if you noticed this, got a heat rash and it's very, very itchy, and I'm trying very hard not to itch it, but yeah, it's like very red on my neck. And also I did take note that you guys do want a Heart to Hana podcast. I'm just very, like I said, I'm very up in the air right now. So I feel like I don't have like a mental space and energy to figure out how to like set up a podcast and do all that stuff. So I will try to when things like settle down more. But yeah, I'm really happy that you guys are enjoying Heart to Hana's, and this is like one of those things that is just like for me and you know. So yeah. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.